Hi everyone, and welcome to Blackwood N Gauge layout. So those of you who regularly follow this channel will know that really since the beginning of the year I have been working in the back garden, rearranging things so that I can make room for a building that will actually house this layout to take it out of its current location, which is obviously in a spare bedroom. The good news is that I have now finished the work on the actual base, and I'll show you some clips of the actual base now that's complete. There is still some work still to be done out in the garden. There's a path needs to go round the side and the back of the base. That's just to give access so I can maintain the building. And what's actually holding me up at the moment is the electrician who has to supply the armoured cable for the power to go to the building. Now I'm going to put the actual cable in myself, but I don't have it at the moment, so hopefully this week I will get the cable and I'll be able to dig quite a deep trench to put the armoured cable in, and then once that's in I can then complete the final work around the side of the building area. But the main thing is the base for the building is actually in place, and if the building was to come tomorrow I wouldn't be in a panic because there's some place for the building to actually sit. So that's really good news. Obviously, as I've said in previous videos, the amount of time that this has taken me has precluded me from working up here on the layout. To be honest with you, over the past 4 or 5 weeks, I haven't actually done anything to the actual layout bar run the trains, and in actual fact the trains didn't even run for a period of I think 3 to 4 weeks. I came up yesterday and I spent over 3 hours yesterday just cleaning all the track and you know, getting the layout ready, and obviously I had a running session yesterday, so I will obviously include a running session in this video. Turning back to the actual building itself, now that I've actually got the base in place, I can now see the actual footprint. Now the building itself will be inside, it will be roughly just over 12 feet in length, and it will be in depth, it will be around just under 10 feet. Now to give you an idea compared to this room where the actual layout is sitting at the moment, lengthwise the layout actually measures 8 foot 2 inches, and I only have around a spare 8 or 9 inches between the side of the layout and the wall of the room. So obviously when this layout moves to its new location I will have an extra 4 feet to play with, which in N gauge is quite a lot of room. In terms of where I'm sitting just now, I have roughly got about 2 feet before I come to the other things that are in this room, because obviously this room doesn't just hold the model railway. And in the new building I'll have probably roughly the same amount of space. My thoughts have already turned to what am I going to do with the extra 4 foot that I'm probably going to have width-wise. I had thought, could I maybe move one of the baseboards out and actually put in some baseboard extensions in, which would obviously give me a larger run. But what I'm now thinking along the lines of is possibly putting a helix in. Obviously one of the issues in this layout is obviously for storage. Like most layouts, you can never have enough storage for all the trains that you actually amass over the years. So I have been working on a plan which would allow me to have a helix in the back corner, which is sort of over there, and another helix right behind me, and essentially trains would be able to run off, go down the helix into storage sidings which would be sitting underneath the back of the layout, and then come along the side of the layout that's behind me, and then it would come up, and this baseboard here would have a very narrow extension because it would only be a single track, but it would actually come out and there's actually the end of a siding just past where my finger is at the moment, and that would allow me to run much longer trains, and obviously, provided I do it correctly, down underneath the layout I would have much longer storage sidings. So that is really where my thoughts have been with the actual layout in terms of what I'm going to do with it once it actually moves down to its new purpose-built building. That is, of course, provided I manage to get this layout out of this room. It does all come to bit. There are 4 separate boards. I'm pretty confident that the 2 smaller boards shouldn't be much of a problem to get them out. The problem may be the longer boards, the boards that are 6 foot in length, because they have had a number of extensions put onto them. They're all glued and screwed, so I'm certain that if I get some help, which I've got lined up, that I should be able to, with a bit of taking my time, etc., I should be able to get the boards out of the room, and once they're out of the room there shouldn't be a problem. They can be taken downstairs, taken through the French doors out into the garden, and it's double doors into the actual new railway room itself, and then I can obviously get the trains set back up again. So what we'll do first of all is I'll take you out, I'll show you what I've done in the garden. You'll see the actual finished base, and then we're going to come back in here and I'll have a bit of a running session. The one thing I think I did say in my last video was I bought some new Freightliner, DAPL Freightliner hopper wagons, and I did say there was an issue with one of them, and the issue with one of them was that one of the sets of wheels were in actual fact live, and that resulted in this layout here being in a permanent state of short circuit. It must have taken me about 5 hours to realise that every time I didn't have this wagon on, the layout ran absolutely perfectly, but every time I put the wagon on, it short circuited. I've never come across that before, so I took the wagons back to the model shop in Edinburgh, which is Harbour Hobbies. I explained to them what was wrong. They put it onto their test track, and lo and behold, it short circuited their test track. So they only had one other wagon, which was actually the white liveried one. It wasn't the green liveried one, but they were really kind. They simply swapped the wheels over, put it onto their test track, and everything was absolutely fine. So 10 out of 10 for customer service for Harbour Hobbies in Edinburgh. But as I said, what we'll do now is take you out. I'll show you what's been going on in the garden, the finished actual slab area for the building, and then we'll come in and I'll have a running session. So this video here shouldn't be too long, but for all the new subscribers that I've had, because I am nearly up to the 1,000 mark, which I never ever thought I would get to. This channel was started principally for me, just so I could actually watch and see the progress of how I improved my scenery techniques, etc, etc. And obviously people who have subscribed and have joined me on the journey, and there are quite a few regulars. Big thanks to all you guys for watching these videos, and also for all the very kind comments that you've done. So hopefully in the next few weeks or months, I probably will break through that 1,000 sub mark, which for me is fantastic. I never thought I would actually do that. But anyway, enough of me waffling on. So let's go out to the garden and see what the finished base actually looks like. So there is the finished base. The bits of stone that you see sitting on the slabs is me trying to work out exactly where the internal walls will be. So that's obviously where I was working out whether or not I could put the helixes in. As you can see, it's been pretty wet here in the west of Scotland, hence the reason the slabs are absolutely soaking wet. But the slab base itself is actually complete, and as I said earlier in the video, all that I've got left to do is to complete the paving up round the side and along the back of the slab base just to give me access. And there's a little bit of grass here to be cut out, and this path that you see just in front of you, that'll extend across, and then there will be a gravel path just down the back of the cat's cage. But that is the completed base, so all I require now is the actual building to go on it. So without further ado, I think what we'll do is we'll go back inside and we'll jump on to the running session. So I hope you've enjoyed these clips from the running session here. I had a great fun actually running just all these different trains. Some of them haven't run for a couple of months. So thanks for watching, and if you've liked this video, please remember to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, then please subscribe, and let's see if I can get up to that magic 1000 mark. But anyway, I'll catch you all on the next video and the next update. Bye!